Sound familiar? Maybe, maybe not. Well, let's dive into the latest offering from i9. This is the Hydra 2. Let's do it. So first and foremost, Industry 9 is based in Asheville, North Carolina, and was founded in 2004 by Clint Spiegel as an extension of his family's machining business. So the company manufactures hubs, spokes, and builds wheel sets in-house with a focus on high engagement drive systems and CNC machine components. I think one of the things that separates Industry 9 products to others is, well, their distinct anodizing aesthetics and, of course, the fast hub engagement. So one of Industry 9's main selling points is their control over production. Their hubs and spokes are machined from raw aluminum in their Asheville facility, allowing them to maintain quality standards, also while tweaking designs without relying on overseas suppliers. So this also enables their proprietary straight pull spoke system, which eliminates the need for traditional J-bend spokes and nipples. While this design claims to offer benefits in terms of strength and weight, it also locks riders into using their specific replacement part, so it can be a downside for repair. But i9 has a pretty big presence in the industry now, and you would think almost every shop has worked on their systems and has many of their spokes in stock. But if you are ever worried about that, it's never a bad idea to carry extra spokes, especially when you're bike packing anyways. You should do that, right? Yeah. So before we get any further into the video, I do want to take a quick moment to mention that this video is partially supported by Tailfin. Tailfin designs and engineers technical bikepacking equipment for almost any kind of adventure. Innovation and quality are at the heart of what makes them tick, and their constant strive to create better performing gear means that you can just focus on enjoying the ride. They offer a range of options for hauling your gear, whether you're taking on a big race or just escaping for an overnighter. So to learn a little bit more about Tailfin, be sure to click the card in the top right corner here. You can also find a link in the description below. So Industry 9 has been making hubs since 2005, and it all started with their legacy hub, which featured a dual phase 6-pawl system with 120 points of engagement. So in 2013, they launched the Torch system, a completely redesigned hub that was lighter, had much better bearing life, and was much more serviceable. So by 2019, i9 saw the need to refine the Torch design, leading to the launch of the Hydra. So this introduced a 6-phase, 6-pawl system, reducing drag by 20% compared to the Torch, while massively increasing engagement to 690 points, resulting in 0.52 degrees of engagement. So more recently, in 2023, they introduced the Solix G and Solix SL hub platforms. Those are primarily targeted for drop bar riders, gravel road riders. These hubs maintain high engagement, but with slightly fewer points at 605 in total, resulting in a 0.59 degree of engagement. So last year, i9 carried kind of that design over to the mountain bike side with the Solix M. So the main difference between Hydra and Solix is the pawl configuration, with Hydra using 6-pawl system and the Solix opting for 5. And now Hydra 2, of course, which is replacing Hydra in their lineup. All right, so now to back up a little bit here. So the Hydra hub, introduced in 2019, as I was mentioning, was Industry 9's highest engagement offering, featuring 690 points of engagement and 0.52 degrees of engagement. So it used a 6-pawl phase mechanism, meaning multiple pawls engage at different intervals for near instant response. So this system also spread load across multiple points, which could, I guess in theory, improve the durability. So riders who prioritize quick engagement tend to, appreciate Hydra, while others certainly might not need it or love maybe the noise it generates. It's nice to just have the option. Generally speaking, high engagement hubs have, more engagement, duh. But this means more pawls, springs, or ratchet mechanisms making contact more frequently. So this can increase friction and drag, leading to slightly higher resistance compared to say, lower engagement hubs. So the amount of additional resistance certainly varies depending on hub design. Some brands like DT Swiss use the star ratchet system that balances engagement and efficiency, while others like Hydra, with its many small engagement points and pawls, well, might actually have more noticeable resistance. So that all said, for most riders, I'd say the difference is minimal and often outweighed by the performance benefits of quicker engagement. At least that has always been the case for me. So after 6 years, over 100,000 hubs in the field, and countless rider feedback, the goal with Hydra 2 seems pretty clear: create a more durable product. And while it may share a name with its predecessor, make no mistake, there are a lot of different things going on between the two. In fact, i9 actually states Hydra 2 was designed from the ground up. So one of the most common weak points that I've heard about firsthand and secondhand from plenty of people out there was the axle. The axle was failing. So to address this, i9 now uses a 65% thicker axle design to dissipate stress more effectively. So this is what they mentioned. We also implemented a new butted axle with significantly more material under the drive side hub shell bearing for increased strength and stiffness, and changed our bearing preload method to further improve durability. So speaking of bearings, they increased the bearing size to the 6903 sealed cartridge bearings, while also adding dust seals near both end caps. They also incorporated a radio lip seal for Hydra 2 to keep bearings cleaner for longer. So beyond that, the hub shell now also features a larger 145 tooth drive ring that is also said to be made with more tougher metal. So one of the most noticeable changes is in the free hub body, where Industry 9 added a retaining ring to keep the pawls in place, similar to the 1-1 hubs that they currently offer. I actually never personally had any issues with the pawls falling out of the original Hydra hub, but I definitely did with Torch. With Hydra 2, the pawl pockets, as you'll see here, are much larger, which they say helps dissipate force by 25% and reduce pocket elongation, though it may also make the pawls more prone to falling out during service, hence the retaining ring. So the pawls themselves also have changed. So instead of 2 teeth per pawl like the original Hydra 2 pawls now have 3 teeth, improving engagement. So the result is 870 points, or 0.41 degrees of engagement, with 60% less coasting drag, which I found was interesting. So some other refinements here. The hub shell itself got a subtle redesign, moving, I guess, away from more of that blocky look. It still looks blocky, but the edges are more rounded, similar to the Solix. Despite all of the changes, Hydra 2 is still available in all of i9's signature anodized colors, still uses the direct thread hub shell and machined aluminum spokes, and retains the 6-pawl, 6-phase engagement system that made Hydra so popular in the first place. Similar to all i9 hubs, the Hydra 2 features tool-free free hub body removal, meaning you can pop off the free hub with the cassette still on it if you want to kind of clean it out. I really like this. It certainly makes servicing super easy. You don't have to remove a cassette, and is also necessary if you need to, say, replace a spoke. Another noticeable difference is when you are reinstalling that free hub body, it's really pretty darn simple now. You just pop it on and there's no real hesitation. No more kind of aligning the sleeve, the free hub body sleeve, with the axle, something that certainly really actually annoyed me with the Hydra. That said, I've noticed when you actually remove and install the free hub body, the radio lip seal, that wiper seal, starts to deteriorate a little bit. Pawls are kind of digging into that and kind of ripping the seal. You can see here, the more you service your hub, I'd say the more this is going to happen, so that is of concern. So I use this new i9 Enduro 350 system wheel with Hydra 2 hubs on my new Good Day Gila Monster, and it has been a joy. Not only do these things absolutely look great, but the hub also feels fantastic when riding. In fact, if you kind of spin the free hub body on both the Hydra and Hydra 2, you'll actually notice definitely a different noise. It definitely sounds different, but it also just feels a little bit smoother and slightly easier to turn. So this winter I actually swapped between a few different wheel sets, and it was pretty wild going back, even jumping on the older Torch hub. The difference between 120 and 870 points of engagement is, well, night and day. Yet in reality, 120 is still pretty fast compared to many other hubs on the market. So I was actually out testing some bikes this spring with hubs that actually had lower engagement than 120 points. And I actually struggled on kind of slower technical sections where you have to kind of stop briefly before pedaling again to kind of fix your balance before basically re-engaging the cranks and the rear hub. Each millisecond certainly helps. And after using Hydra and now Hydra2, it's really tough transitioning back to a system with less support in that regard. Now, about resistance. Like I mentioned before, it's really hard to actually feel that resistance, especially on single track. Sure, not everyone needs super fast engagement, but if you don't, well, there's plenty of other options out there. But i9 loves engagement, and I actually have kind of come to love it as well. But when you think about coasting drag, obviously engagement, more drag. But with the 60% less drag from the Hydra to the Hydra2, after crunching some numbers here, I'm saving, well, a few minutes over a long day in the saddle. So that's nothing game-changing for me, but if you're looking to, say, use this hub for racing, or if every minute kind of matters to you, it actually might be something worth considering. So far, I've only put about 300 miles on this hub, so not much in the big picture. The bearings are just wearing in and feeling pretty darn good. So I'll definitely need to report back on longevity down the road. However, after removing the cassette for the first time, I did notice some dark grime, but large debris and grit were pretty much stuck to that seal and didn't make it into, well, the pawls and the hub itself. But I do worry about the durability of that seal there. Yeah. So the hub has only seen desert conditions and a few dry local rides, so no real water exposure yet, but time will tell once that all happens. All right, so let's hear the differences of the hub, right? So this is Torch. Mind you, this is on a carbon fat bike wheel. So here's Hydra Original. Here is Solix. Last but not least, Hydra2. Yeah, baby. All right, folks, so that about does it. The new Hydra2, more durable, less drag, and more engagement. But is more always better? More also comes at a price of $700 USD for the hub set alone. It is available in 28 and 32 hole configurations and with either center lock or 6-bolt rotor options. And if you're looking for a complete wheel set, it's also available in a variety of system wheel builds. The carbon system mountain wheel sets start at $2,295 USD. The alloy system mountain wheels start at $1,395 USD. And the S series wheels, so steel spokes instead of aluminum anodized, start at $995 USD. So let me know what you all think. As always, thank you all so much for watching. If you like what you saw in this video and want to see more like it, please hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And if you want to help support everything we're doing on this YouTube channel, everything we do at BIKEPACKING.com, our in-depth reviews, our routes, our resources, please consider joining the Bikepacking Collective. The Collective offers a lot of awesome perks, including industry discounts, monthly giveaways, and the twice yearly Bikepacking Journal. So to learn a little bit more about the Collective, you can click on the card in the top right corner, or also follow the link in the description below. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, pedal further.